the Second World War, which went under a number of different names while Tolkien was writing The Lord of the Rings, maintains its common appellation, although I was tempted to call it the 6 Years' War after one of Tolkien's counterfactual narratives. The Silmarillion, italicized, refers to the published work of 1977. The Silmarillion, sometimes Quenta Silmarillion, refers to unpublished drafts of the text as Tolkien was writing it. References. Although there are several different editions of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings in circulation, it is not difficult to access a digital copy to find a particular quotation. For this reason, although references for all direct quotations are given, they are, for frankly sentimental reasons, keyed to the page numbers of my beloved and battered copy of the 3rd edition unwin paperback of The Lord of the Rings, 1979, unless I am referring to material unique to the first, second, or subsequent editions, likewise the Silmarillion. The preferred text of The Hobbit is the annotated Hobbit, with an introduction and notes by Douglas A. Anderson, 1988, as it includes important additional material, again unless a point is being made about an earlier edition. To help distinguish between the books and the major films, the Peter Jackson movies of The Lord of the Rings are collectively called Rings, and his films of The Hobbit are collectively Hobbits. Forward. The Love That Dare Not Speak Its Name, Lord Alfred Douglas, Two Loves, 1894. This is a book unlike other books on Tolkien and his visionary creation of Middle-earth. To begin, I first read The Lord of the Rings aged 13 and was totally enraptured by Middle-earth. The finest analogy I have found to my experience is in the words of the much-loved and greatly lamented writer Terry Pratchett, who described his first encounter with The Lord of the Rings in the most reverential terms. He read it as a teenager babysitting on New Year's Eve. I have never since then so truly had the experience of being inside the story. This book is about being inside the story, a wild story. It is not an apparently straightforward introduction to Tolkien's world. Not only are there plenty of such primers, guides, and encyclopedias, but they tend to get rapidly bogged down in the minutiae of Tolkien's legendarium or mythos, his complex architecture of gods and goddesses, the intricate lore of many peoples of Middle-earth, and their entangled histories and tales across thousands of years. Within a few pages, these books are preaching to the converted and are lost in the arcana of the Ainur and Maya, and purveying imaginary deities to perplexed readers rather than doing what they should be doing, which is simply explaining the value of the writing. Neither is this book an academic study of the challenges that Tolkien's work poses to his readers in such areas as the twists and turns of invented languages and alphabets, or the workings of Catholic theology. Such extreme erudition stifles the appreciation of the works as literature and as a wider culture. Indeed, this work could be deemed worthy but worthless, of undoubted scholarly significance, but of interest only to the cognoscenti. In contrast, 21st century Tolkien takes as its starting point the Tolkien phenomenon today, a multimedia mix and fix of literature, art, music, radio, cinema, gaming, fandom, and popular culture, a never-ending Middle-earth. We cannot return to a purely literary Middle-earth, independent of, primarily, Peter Jackson's extraordinary films. We should therefore accept that any assessment of newly published works drawn from the Tolkien archives, as well as new adaptations of his tales and imagined histories, are inevitably going to be deeply colored by the multifaceted 21st century Tolkien industry, for want of a better term.